This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Sombre anniversary. 1 year later, there are few answers in the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan. Missing hiker. The search continues for an Australian woman who went missing in Cape Breton Highlands National Park. And Hannah's legacy. 2 aunts honor their late niece's memory with the 2nd annual community recovery event.
Rain clearing for a nice Saturday across the province. Rain building back in with wind on Sunday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. It has been 1 year since Lily and Jack Sullivan disappeared from their home in Lansdowne. Experts say it's rare for 2 siblings to go missing together, and even more unusual that they've been gone for so long. But volunteers who are continuing to search say they won't stop looking for the children. The CBC's Ali Thompson reports.
100% child size footprint. You can see the indents.
It's a strange place to find a small boot print, but everything about this case is strange. It's extremely rare in Canada for 2 siblings to go missing, and yet 1 year ago, Lily and Jack Sullivan seemingly vanished. Now, volunteers are taking to the woods once again, searching for clues.
We're just devastated that there's still no answers after a year. I can't really put it in words how hard this has been on myself and my family.
On May 2nd, 2025, Lily, then 6, and Jack, then 4, disappeared. Their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, and the children's stepfather, Daniel Martel, both say they heard the kids that morning inside their Lansdowne home. When the house went silent, Brooks Murray ran outside and called 911. RCMP and hundreds of search and rescue volunteers descended upon the property, spending days scouring the woods.
I searched all their play areas where they would play, like around the yard when I'm there. They have a little cabin that we made. Search that. Then that's when I jumped in the car, did all the areas around, all the dirt roads.
The mysterious nature of the case has drawn international attention, the public and the family eager for answers and pointing fingers. There is little evidence apart from a piece of Lily's blanket found in a tree and a cluster of boot prints found on a trail near the family home. The lack of answers is what has brought searchers back to Lansdowne, including Brooks Murray. The children's mother has stayed mostly silent over the past year amid harsh criticism from online sleuths. But she decided to partake in this latest public search to show her support and appreciation. This small boot print was discovered near where the boot print cluster was found, and RCMP are reviewing it. Volunteers have vowed to keep searching these woods.
2 children missing is just bizarre. Whether you're looking at wandering, misadventure, abduction, accidental death, if you're looking at those 4 scenarios, it's uncommon for 2 children to be together in either of those 4 situations.
Oldreeve says he's never seen anything like this case. 92% of missing children cases are closed within a week in Canada. But 2 siblings disappearing together at the same time is unheard of. Experts say when siblings do go missing, it's typically at the hands of a parent. But unusual cases like this require patience.
These kinds of cases do not look like procedural dramas on TV, and they can take a really long time, and we should still be looking for these children. We have seen children found after decades of missingness.
RCMP Major Crimes is leading the case, but say it hasn't turned criminal. Police have reviewed thousands of videos, conducted dozens of interviews, and they say they're making progress.
We've not let up the steam, and we won't. Our investigators, our parents, as I've said before, we're families, and we want answers as much as everybody else. We haven't stopped and we won't.
Cindy Murray, who did not want to appear on camera, says this latest search was tough for her family.
As you walked through those woods, were Jack and Lily on your mind?
Jack and Lily are always on my mind. Always.
always on her mind and on the minds of so many. And until there are answers, these woods will keep calling people back. Allie Thompson, CBC News, Lansdowne.
Search efforts are continuing for an Australian tourist who went missing during a visit to Cape Breton Highlands National Park. Her family says they haven't heard from her in more than 2 weeks. Kyle Moore reports.
In the air and on the ground, searchers are combing through the woods looking for any sign of 62-year-old Denise Williams. The Australian woman was believed to be hiking in the area.
We have very mountainous terrain here. There are a couple trails here. There's a lot of water here, and there's actually still snow up here in the highlands in some areas that makes it a bit of a challenge to search.
The Cape Breton Highlands National Park is located in the northern part of Cape Breton Island and is a popular attraction for tourists because of scenic views and many hiking trails. But hiking on your own is not recommended.
We are always advocating as an organization, a volunteer organization, for people to be prepared and be prepared for the time of year. So we're into cold nights here, being on your own is a concern.
The missing woman's car was found just inside here at the Cape Breton Highlands National Park here in Cheticamp. The family told the RCMP that she was last heard from on April the 15th. That's more than 2 weeks ago.
I don't think it's very unusual at all. People are traveling and seeing the world, and sometimes they do that solo. She was fit and experienced traveler.
This is day 4 of the search. Williams' rental vehicle, a Nissan Sentra, was found close to the Acadian Trailhead, which is an 8.4-kilometer loop rated as moderate difficulty, according to the Parks Canada website.
She's believed to have been wearing a dark winter jacket, a powder blue toque with the words Antarctica on it, and orange and blue scarf, and she does wear glasses.
More than 70 volunteers from multiple ground search and rescue teams from across the province are helping in the search. Anyone who may have encountered Williams in or around the Cape Breton Highlands National Park is asked to contact the Inverness County District RCMP. The Mounties say weather conditions and evidence that is found along the way will dictate how long the search will go on for. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Cheticamp.
It's now official. By this time next year, Nova Scotians will be paying 7% more for electricity. The Nova Scotia Energy Board has approved Nova Scotia Power's rate hike request. Residential customers will start paying 3.1% more as of today and another 3.9% on January 1st, 2027. Businesses will also see increases of various amounts. And Ryan is here with the weekend weather forecast. How is it shaping up?
A nice start to the weekend, Amy. We're looking at lots of sunshine on Saturday. It's really going to be a solid day. Have a look at these temperatures ranging between 12 and 16 degrees. The warmest temperatures will be inland. A little bit of a light southwest wind. So, yeah, sea breeze is setting up along the Atlantic coastline. Any rain clearing throughout Saturday morning across Cape Breton, and a solid afternoon there. Not so solid on Sunday. We've got rain moving in throughout the morning and really ramping up into the afternoon, at times heavy, and it's going to be quite gusty as well. As you can see, this system coming in, and yes, that's some wet snow possibly mixing in over higher terrain areas for Sunday night into early Monday, especially in through the Cape Breton Highlands. Recovering quite nicely into next week, but yes, it is going to be a windy start to the week. Look at these winds. Sunday afternoon, gusting 50, 60, 70 kilometers per hour, even some coastal gusts to 80 kilometers per hour for eastern parts of the mainland and especially across Cape Breton. Sunday night, it's really going to be howling there. Monday, we'll see those winds continuing to gust in the morning, easing into the afternoon. Looking pretty good into that 7-day forecast, thankfully, as we warm up into mid next week.
Thankfully. All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, for the second year in a row, 2 aunts are remembering their late niece, Hannah, by hosting an event in her honor. It's called Bridgewater's Battle for Recovery. Alex Guy has that story.
This is Hannah Nogler. Her aunts say she was thoughtful, funny, and kind. Hannah passed away from an overdose in 2023. One of the many things her aunts remember about her is her love of music.
She loved recovery rap music because I think that she empathized with what the artists were talking about.
After Hannah died, Nogler, Adams, and Herodka started the No Matter What Happens project.
Hannah gave me a note. It had capitals, please never give up on me in the future, no matter what happens. After she passed away, I kept going back to that note, and I thought, we have to do something. So I was talking to Belinda, and we came up with this project.
Hannah's aunts worked with Jay Barnard to create Bridgewater's Battle for Recovery in 2025. Now, in its second year, it features people in any kind of recovery, from addiction to physical trauma, and to remember people like Hannah who aren't here anymore.
It's just really important to remember people, even though some people leave earlier than they're supposed to. Our job is to remember them.
Derek Lang was there this year with his organization We Are 911. It offers online peer support for veterans and first responders. For the Navy veteran, events like today are important.
But it's all about giving hope, right? When I was at my darkest, I had no hope, and I needed that, and I was able to get it from other people that had gone through it, right?
13-year-old Sophia Wenzel spoke at this year's event. When she was born, her arm got caught and the skin was peeled back. Years of physical therapy and surgery followed, but Sophia says giving up was never an option. She's been cheerleading for almost 10 years, and she's in band.
I play the piano, trombone, and guitar, and it made me really good that I'm able to play those things. And when I'm in cheer, it makes me not feel like I'm that girl that couldn't do anything. I feel the same as everybody else.
The third annual Bridgewater's Battle for Recovery will take place April 24th, 2027. Alex Guy, CBC News, Bridgewater.
The numbers are alarming. Last year, more than 8,100 Nova Scotians reached out to text the Kids Help Phone, a free support and counseling service for youth in crisis. That number is a 25% increase from the year before. The texts covered a wide range of subjects, including anxiety, relationships, depression, and even suicide.
For me, it's seeing the changing landscape in terms of how there's so much pressure on youth these days, especially a lot of comparison with how social media has been driven. There's a lot of things that you're seeing in the news with just like social comparison, financial stress of a lot of Canadians and young Canadians, a lot of Canadians struggling getting jobs and things like that, that it's not surprising to see these numbers increase over the years.
Ravita says it's important to remove the stigma about asking for help when you're experiencing a mental health crisis. The 2026 North Atlantic right whale calving season has produced the highest number of births since 2009. The calving season, which runs from mid-November to mid-April, saw 23 mother-calf pairs. The New England Aquarium has been tracking right whale births and migration patterns in the region. The species are vulnerable to extinction. The main cause of death for the whales is from entanglements in traps or vessel strikes. Ferry service between Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island resumed today, and despite past problems, the general manager of Northumberland Ferry says he is 100% confident in the fleet's safety. Officials say it's been a bumpy few years for the service, with a major fire and numerous mechanical issues, and last year there were a number of cancellations. Despite all that, General Manager Jeff Joyce says just because the service has had some reliability issues doesn't mean it's not safe.
If something has some reliability challenges, it doesn't mean it isn't safe, right? The Confederation was a vessel that was built in 1992, but it was designed in the 80s. One analogy you could use is if you had a 40-year-old car, would you have more problems or less problems with it?
Northumberland Ferries is introducing a new website called The Strait Unfiltered this year. The company says it's for people to learn more about how the company operates. And if you're headed to PEI this weekend, you should know that strong winds have delayed the start of the Confederation Bridge construction. The resurfacing work will now start on Sunday. It was supposed to start today. Drivers are being asked to try to avoid accessing the bridge between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. while it's under construction. Traffic will be reduced to one lane, and you can expect 30 to 60-minute delays. The resurfacing project is expected to be done at the end of June. Yeah, it certainly was good weather for ducks today. Ryan is up next with the weather forecast. Stay with us. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Ryan is back with his full weather forecast. Okay, the weekend has arrived and Saturday sounds great.
Yeah, it really does. Saturday looks fantastic. We're into the sunshine. We're already into the sunshine in parts of the province, if you can believe it. We're a province divided right now. Let's have a look at the time lapse today. This one from Cape St. Mary's in Clare, Digby County. And look at this as we roll throughout the day. Fog, rain at times heavy. And then, that fog and the cloud really persisted into the afternoon. But look how quickly here the skies clear and open up as we move into the afternoon. Wait for it. It's coming. I promise. There we go.
There you go. Blue sky.
A big blue sky. And what a clear out this afternoon. Yes, in the Tri-County area, things have cleared quite nicely as we look at the latest shot. That's a live shot from our friends at Nova Scotia webcams of Cape St. Mary's. And yes, a terrific afternoon, evening there in the west. And we'll show you the satellite in just a moment. There are the temperatures. We've popped up into the 9 to even 13, 14 degree range. Earlier temperature actually of 15 at Keji. And yet the rain is still coming down, the gusty winds in the east, and the cooler temperatures as well. We're still gusting to 60 at Grand Etang. That's sustained wind at Grand Etang, gusting to 85 at Grand Etang. We are gusting in the 50 to 60 kilometer per hour range across a good portion of Cape Breton Island. And the winds coming in from the west, a drier air coming in. And there's that satellite picture with the clear for the Tri-County area and into Queens County, and now pushing up the back edge of that cloud, starting to work its way into Lunenburg County and even into Kings County. No clear here. This is just a rain coming down at a really good clip. Now, the rainfall totals have been kind of where we thought they'd be, 10 to 30 millimeters so far across northern areas, looking at 20 to 40 with some 50 and 60 millimeter pockets for southern areas and along that Atlantic coastline, and more to come as we, of course, across eastern parts of the province. Now, as we look at this area of high pressure, going to be settling in, quietening things down, which will be nice. Temperatures have popped over western parts of Canada today, but it is still very, very chilly in through the Great Lakes and into eastern parts of the country. For tonight, temperatures are going to be ranging between 4 and 6 degrees. Winds are going to become light for most, a light northwest wind. Winds becoming southeast, 20 gusting to 40. And what I mean by that is they're staying southeast, but they're going to ease as we move into tonight and then become light before morning for you folks in Cape Breton. Future Tracker Timeline doing a pretty good job with this. You can see the heaviest rain clearing away. Certainly done by that last dog walk in through the metro area. It'll be a quick in and out for Fido across Cape Breton tonight, as we can see still looking at that wet weather right into tomorrow morning. Note for Saturday morning, lots of sunshine, western, central areas, and then we're looking at the clouds stubborn here in the morning for the east and northeast and Cape Breton especially, but you folks into the sun into the afternoon. And watch the timeline. A few clouds certainly moving into the region into the afternoon, becoming a mix of sun and cloud here to even mainly cloudy by the end of the day for the Tri-County area, but looking pretty good. That chance for rain tapering off throughout the morning. Again, sunshine appearing into the afternoon for Cape Breton. Temperatures 8 to 12. Should be 14, 15, 16 degrees for most of the eastern mainland and central parts as well. A little bit cooler in onshore winds, which will be light. They'll be in from the southwest for the metro area, so a bit cooler right along the coastline, but solid 14, 15, 16 degree temperatures inland. Warmest spots tomorrow likely Keji back towards Bridgewater. Oof. Sunday is going to be a struggle. Rain and the wind and the chilly temperatures into the mid-single digits. Note the timeline. Early risers, especially in the east, will get out rain-free, but then that rain really fills in into the afternoon. And yes, as I said earlier, that is wet snow. And this system is very strong, a deepening system that's more reminiscent of what we'd see in late March to early April. Hence the flakes mixing in and some very gusty winds, which will linger into Monday. A quick look at this, and you can see those gusts in the 50, 60, 70 kilometer per hour range with gusts, coastal gusts, 80 to 90, maybe even 100 along parts of the coast in Cape Breton. Sunday night and Monday, we wake up to a very windy day, but the wind's shifting to southwest behind this system. And so we bump up into the 10 to 13, 14 range Monday afternoon. How about Tuesday and Wednesday? Chance for showers, but it looks pretty solid as well, Amy. So heading in the right direction.
Yeah, pretty good stretch once we get over that other thing.
That's right.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Coming up, 1 year later, there are few answers in the disappearance of Lily and Jack Sullivan. We'll hear more about the search and the impact this tragedy is having on the family. Searches continue for Jack and Lily Sullivan, who disappeared a year ago in Nova Scotia. The executive director of Please Bring Me Home, an Ontario-based volunteer organization, calls this case unusual. Nick Oldreeve led another public search on April 26th. The children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, was at this latest search but didn't wish to speak publicly. Her mother, Cindy Murray, spoke to CBC about how difficult this has been for the family as our Allie Thompson attended the search.
2 children missing is just bizarre. So the plan today is there's 5 groups out there right now of search volunteers, family and friends of Jack and Lily, and people who've never met Jack and Lily. Signed up to do another search. This is our second one that we've completed. I should say the second public one. We've done multiple just Please Bring Me Home ones that were kept quiet over the last year, and everyone is walking down a number of these trail systems and side trail systems from the pipeline. Many of these trails were not searched, not as a result of GSAR failing to do their job, but just because they were clearing a lot of the more obvious areas, the waterways, following up on tips and leads. So we're just kind of filling in some more areas, especially at this time of year. It's really not far from the family home. I would say maybe 1.5 kilometers, a couple kilometers. And the evidence around here was that there were child-sized boot prints located down the pipeline trail. No real direct confirmation that it's the kids, but we also could not debunk it either. So it's really one of the last points that we believe they could have been.
What are folks looking for?
Anything at all that does not match the environment around it from a shape, color, and size perspective. It's anything that just looks like it doesn't belong. That's what they're looking at. Any child size, anything is evidence. This case is very unusual. We haven't seen it before where two children this age had gone missing together. We have cases where pairs have gone missing before in their adult life, but it's usually because of a boating accident or, a crime that they've committed. Children this age don't normally wander and don't wander far if they do so. So I'm not saying it's impossible. There's just not another case that we can really compare it to. I just want people to know that our CMP are still focused on all the elements of it. Our role here is just focused on the misadventure and keeping our foot on that gas until a resolution's met.
You've personally vetted the 40-odd volunteers who are here searching. Why did you do that?
This was the first search that Malaya was going to be a part of, and we do have a responsibility to the families, especially the mother of the missing children, and we wanted to make sure that we were doing everything we could to make sure that the people coming were coming for a genuine purpose and not to cause issues. We did have to ask a few people not to come because they were doing some online nonsense, and it just... We're advocating for the mother of these children, and we're advocating for these children. And I think the children would truly want their mother here. I've never had to vet people like this before on any other search. This case is a different animal of its own because everyone has an opinion, and it's hard to reason with those people who just are so strong in their beliefs for this case.
How's it going so far today?
So far, so good. I'm actually really impressed with all the searchers and how far they have made it so far. I don't think they're going to make it the full 5 miles, which is okay. It's really hard going in some of the sites. So a lot of water to work around, a lot of fallen trees to work around, and they're taking their time checking.
Just watch where you're walking, try not
Yeah,
to...
I'm just seeing if there's any...
There could be more up here. I didn't want to disrupt the ground, but this is 100% child-sized footprint. You can see the indents.
I mean, it's definitely a very small boot print. So, and it's on the opposite side of the pipeline from where the other boot prints were found. I immediately just kind of came out to the top of the pipeline where I could have signal. I texted that to the RCMP right away with the coordinates, and I just said we left it as is. So they'll likely, send someone out to check on it and whatever and see if it matches. I mean, the direction was coming from the woods out towards the pipeline and maybe about 20 to 25 meters in the woods. I'm not a boot print expert. I can tell you that it's certainly a full small boot print, and it's in an area where the children went missing from. So, if we just factor it down to that, then it's evidence that the police have to come and take a look at.
In your experience, is it possible for a boot print like that to be preserved as it was for this long?
Yeah, if you're not on like an open trail like this, if you got some tree cover, it'll survive through a winter like a boot print will. And if you think about it, if a boot print is on the ground, and then if it starts to freeze, it hardens, and you can see it do that. And then when the snow goes on top of it, it's going to stay frozen. So I've certainly seen, my tracks from summers prior in a wooded area search where you can tell where our tracks are. You can see your boot prints. So it looks well preserved anyhow. We had a human remains detection dog here as well today. The dog seemed interested in a couple items that were located. The way that the items were described to me, I don't think it'd be proper for me to say what they are because I don't know until I see them. I know that when we went up and down these logging trails, we found a lot of rags that were obviously rags that used to be clothing. and you could see there was like grease and hydraulic fluid on them, and it was likely just for the machinery. And I just wonder, before I say it's anything about a children's clothing, I want to make sure it's not just rags. So I just want to go and assess those sites really quickly, make sure I have the right coordinates, and then send the RCMP that information. And maybe it matches something that they know, but it'll be for them to decide how they follow up with that.
Ready? All right, got it.
What's great about these public searches is it creates opportunity for people who want to do this more to join. Last time we got 4 members of the public to join. Please bring me home officially and become searchers for Nova Scotia. And I think we got 4 more today. And if they go out every couple of weeks, we can just beat this area up for the search season, spring and summer. Ideally, people come every 2 weeks at minimum to do searches for these missing kids. You got to keep your foot on the gas with this. You can't let up at all when it's children missing. And I'm not suggesting RCMP has let up at all, but from a search perspective, you have to revisit areas that have been searched. You have to, especially in springtime. There have been times where we have located people that it has been previously cleared in the middle of the summer. If you don't go back in spring, I don't think it's fair to say it's been previously cleared. We searched and searched for this missing man in Ontario, and he was eventually found, and we walked by him when he was likely just in the water probably 13 times. And it takes continuous visits. You have to do it. I said this morning that we fail forward. So if we don't find them today, we're going to come back and we're going to continue searching until they're found. So even if you don't find them today, it is success because it's closing that gap. Every step you take, you're closing the gap where they could possibly be.
As you walked through those woods today, were Jack and Lily on your mind?
Jack and Lily are always on my mind. We're just devastated that there's still no answers after a year. Again, I can't really put it in words how hard this has been on myself and my family. I'll always have hope. We just, try and put one foot in front of the other each day and looking for answers.
2 children missing is just bizarre. Whether you're looking at wandering, misadventure, abduction, accidental death, if you're looking at those 4 scenarios, it's uncommon for 2 children to be together in either of those 4 situations. So it's uncommon. It's not impossible. It's really hard to wrap your head around. Now, if these children did get on a trail together, they're less likely to turn around and go back. They're more likely to continue going straight with what's in front of them. So it's just them getting on the trails or on the pipeline that I'm wrestling with personally, about them making it there. How they get there, then, that's the mystery.
Coming up, as Iran retains its chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz, Tehran has a new proposal for peace with the U.S. And new research shows artificial intelligence has an edge over real-life doctors in the ER. Would you trust an AI diagnosis? Welcome back. Donald Trump is expressing frustration with Iran's leadership, saying he rejects the country's latest proposal to end the war. And the comments come as the U.S. president faces growing pressure from within his own country. Chris Reyes has the latest.
Iran wants to make a deal because they have no military left, essentially, and they want to make a deal, but I'm not satisfied with it.
President Donald Trump on the state of talks between the U.S. and Iran. Pakistan has been acting as mediator, but for now, Trump said there are no plans for American negotiators to head back to Islamabad.
We're doing everything in terms of negotiating right now, in terms of the negotiation telephonically.
The U.S. is crossing a significant milestone since launching joint attacks with Israel against Iran. According to the War Powers Act of 1973, the president has 60 days to carry out military action in response to an imminent threat. After that, it must pull U.S. troops from the mission or seek extension from Congress. Trump signaling he has no plans to do that.
We're always in touch with Congress, but nobody's ever sought it before. Nobody's ever asked for it before. It's never been used before. Why should we be different?
In his latest post, Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi accused the U.S. of lying about the cost of the war, implying that the U.S. was dragged into the conflict by Israel. He wrote, "Israel first always means America last."
We are in a ceasefire right now.
This week, War Secretary Pete Hegseth argued before a congressional hearing that the ceasefire between Iran and the U.S. announced April 7 should have put a pause on the 60-day clock. Some U.S. lawmakers have challenged that.
The White House said there hasn't been an exchange of fire between U.S. armed forces and Iran since April 7, though the U.S. has attacked and seized an Iranian-flagged ship more than a week after that date, and the U.S. blockade of Iranian ports remains. Chris Reyes, CBC News, New York.
In cities around the world, people took part in marches and rallies to support workers' rights and, in some cases, make political statements. In Paris, thousands of people marched in a demonstration calling for the government to better address the rising cost of living. People also took to the streets of Athens, demanding higher wages and improved working conditions. Some said conflicts in the Middle East were contributing to the high cost of living. And in Madrid, thousands marched through the streets to demand higher wages and stronger labor protections. Unions say affordability issues are hurting social cohesion. Ottawa is increasing the maximum fine that can be levied against airlines for repeatedly violating the Passenger Bill of Rights. That amount is climbing from $250,000 to $1 million. While travelers welcome the new measure, some are skeptical that it will be effective. Nisha Patel explains.
Complaints about air travel have been piling up.
This is not acceptable. Canadians deserve better. It must be fixed.
Airlines are required to compensate passengers for delays or cancellations that are within their control. Now the federal government is cracking down on airlines that break those rules.
When there is a clear breach, there should be a stiff penalty and one that dissuades these events from happening again.
If they repeatedly violate passenger rights, airlines will face a maximum fine of up to $1 million.
We will have to see those fines actually applied in a couple of cases, I think. Otherwise, it's an empty threat.
The Canadian Transportation Agency currently settles disputes between airlines and customers. Ottawa is also looking at bringing in a private third-party organization to clear the complaint backlog.
The rules are very complicated and take too long to administer. So it's kind of difficult to see how bringing in the private sector is going to magically wave a wand and get everybody satisfaction a lot faster.
The CTA proposed updated regulations in 2024, but they still haven't been brought into effect. These travelers say the process is frustrating.
I've had a bad experience, pretty often.
We just recently went away, and now fighting to have money back on a seat has taken a month or two.
I've encountered a lot of people who just would rather give up and not have to go through calling the people and trying to make a claim.
Last year, the CTA doled out $1.4 million in fines to airlines in Canada. Nisha Patel, CBC News, Toronto.
New research is raising hopes that AI could one day be used as a tool to safely speed up emergency room care. Christine Birak takes us inside a real ER to explain what that means for the future.
What happened here?
A man comes in after a fall, but something's off with his heart. For ER doctor Noor Khatib, the clock is ticking to find the cause.
You're going to cardiovert him now? Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
In the ER, everything's high stakes. Cases can be complex, and decisions come fast. Researchers wanted to know if artificial intelligence could reason like an ER doctor. And this newly published American research suggests it can. Using the newest generation of AI, 5 observational test studies found the AI outperformed physician baselines. On complicated cases, its diagnosis was correct, roughly 8 out of 10 times.
It doesn't mean that computers can do medicine. It means that within this narrow task, it can solve diagnoses better than humans, which is exciting, but is only the beginning of the conversation.
AI is not going to be a replacement. It might be another tool for us, a great tool for us.
At Ontario's Oak Valley Health, they're doing a pilot.
So when the AI tool starts, I click on transcribe.
Using AI to streamline note-taking.
Basically, help me spend more time with the patient, less time on the screen.
More than 80% of U.S. doctors now say they're using AI in their work, including platforms like Open Evidence. But there are limits.
The study evaluated the quality of the AI's reasoning or diagnosis in ERs. It did not look at the safety or the outcome for patients. The authors stress it would make sense as a second opinion, but say there can be downsides as well.
The gastroenterologists that got used to using AI actually started performing worse when they stopped using the AI. So there can be a dependence and there can be a skill erosion over time.
Doctors need experience to judge whether AI is offering sound advice, but no one disputes its potential.
I think if we're looking at AI clear-eyed and straight in the face, we should feel both scared and excited.
I'll ask you to take a deep breath.
With guardrails, doctors do hope it can safely be used as a tool to help care reach more people. Christine Birak, CBC News, Markham, Ontario.
A recent report says Canadians are grappling with longer and more severe allergy seasons, and there's a reason for that. The CBC's Jennifer Lagrassa explains.
A nice spring day for some is a nightmare in disguise for others.
It's just constant congestion, snotty nose, sneezing.
It's ramping up, so it's going to get worse.
Yeah, it's bad.
And according to a recent report, it really is that bad in Windsor, Ontario. The city topped the list of most challenging places to live with pollen allergies in Canada.
If you combine the trees, grasses, and weed season, you have a lot of pollen in your region.
Hamilton and Barrie, Ontario landed second and third worst, with Victoria, BC in fourth. Warmer temperatures, thanks to climate change, have roughly doubled the amount of pollen across Canada in the last 20 years.
It's only going to get worse.
With pollen season already starting earlier and ending later.
I'm finding the season horrible.
For some, that means seasonal allergies can feel never-ending.
It used to be a short period of a few months when my symptoms were at their worst, but now it's most of the year.
More intense pollen seasons means symptoms like itchy eyes or congestion could feel worse. If over-the-counter drugs are no longer cutting it, there's other ways to ease the suffering.
We want people to enjoy the summer. We start with a low dose.
Experts recommend seeing an allergist who might prescribe immunotherapy. That's multiple injections or under-the-tongue tablets that expose you to the allergen and help the immune system become less sensitive, easing symptoms over time.
It helps with the overall condition, so it helps with quality of life. It also helps with sleep and work and overall well-being.
If you have seasonal allergies on high pollen days, you might want to keep your windows closed and hang your laundry inside. Jennifer Lagrassa, CBC News, Windsor, Ontario.
A scare for a British Columbia woman out for an ocean swim. She came very close to a gray whale that's been visiting the waters off Vancouver. The CBC's Alana Kelly explains what's behind the visit and what it means for both humans and whales.
I heard a whale blow. And I went, my eyes kind of went bink, and I looked over my shoulder, and I just saw it going back under the water. So I swam away from it.
To her surprise, a gray whale was swimming right beside her.
It was extremely close, like I would say 15 feet away. And it had its head out of the water and its body, and then it torqued toward me and dove underneath. And that's when my heart rate spiked. And I tried to just calm down, and I thought, I'll just swim slowly.
So why is this gray whale in Vancouver, and why is it swimming so close to the shore?
These animals will stop and forage. They feed on amphipods, ghost shrimp and other critters. They're benthic feeders. And I know the footage of this animal, you can see plumes of sediment, so it's actively foraging. But they get in really shallow water, and they often look like they're in distress.
This gray whale appears to be healthy, which hasn't been the case recently for these whales. 5 gray whales have washed up dead off the west coast of Vancouver Island. And it's not just happening in Canada. More than 24 gray whales have been found dead in American waters off the west coast. And the reason? Well, they're not getting enough food in their feeding grounds in the Arctic. Experts believe that they're starving to death. And right now, these giants are making that massive journey again north to their feeding grounds, so they need lots of space.
If you can avoid the animal, that would be appreciated for it to be able to forage. And we don't want disturbance, and we don't want to have fishery officers out there monitoring this animal's movements and making sure people keep giving it its distance. But we will if we have to.
Everyone needs to stay back at least 100 meters from gray whales. White did everything right and swam away. If you witness people disturbing any whale, you can report it to Fisheries and Oceans Canada. Alana Kelly, CBC News, Squamish.
First stop, the moon. Next stop, late night. The crew of Artemis 2 made their debut on Jimmy Fallon last night.
Everyone has been to space before, right? But Jeremy, you hadn't, right?
No, yeah. My first trip, so I was the liability.
Yeah.
That's Canadian astronaut Jeremy Hansen, along with his Artemis 2 crewmates Victor Glover, Reed Wiseman, and Christina Cook. It was part of their visit to New York, which also included ringing the closing bell at the NASDAQ Stock Exchange. Their appearance on Fallon included a live demonstration of the size of the Orion capsule that took the crew around the moon and back.
So just go ahead and work for the next 12 hours. We get very busy.
No, this is not.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way,
except we have to like physically
and I
be touching at all times.
What you
I need to get some water. Ike,
Hey, Christina.
Yeah, okay. Hold on.
Is that your
there
water?
There you go. That is mine.
Can you pass me that?
I'm gonna
pass you that.
That's exactly what it feels like.
No way.
And we are back, and I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to focus on the Saturday part of the weekend.
No, for sure. Absolutely. Saturday is a great day to get outside, maybe some yard work.
Yep,
or
lots
maybe,
to be done there.
Yeah, lots to be done there, or maybe just a hike or a walk. Definitely just one of those days you're going to want to, just enjoy some of that fresh air, and it's going to be nice. The sun is going to be out, some mild temperatures. Let's talk right about the weekend. We've got lots to talk about here, so we'll get right to it. And you can see the temperatures across Cape Breton will be in the 10 to 12 range for tomorrow, with that clearing sky throughout the morning into the early afternoon. Should see a pretty solid mid to late afternoon across the island. Looking for the mainland to see temperatures in the 12 to 16 range. It is going to be that southwest wind, which will be the driver of some cooler onshore sea breezes if you're coastal areas of the Tri-County or all along the Atlantic coastline. So just a heads up on that, but it will be quite pleasant. Not so pleasant for Sunday. The rain and yes, the wet snow possible. Let's track that, and we'll talk about the wind as well in a moment. There is the high pressure area moving out. So that rain set to begin as early Sunday morning in the Tri-County area, spreading into western areas throughout the morning. You folks in the east, especially Cape Breton, will get the morning in, and then you'll have to be hunkering down for the afternoon. Note that pink and blue. That is the snow mixing in across higher terrain areas, Cobequid Pass, Mount Tom. Looking at the possibility, I think, of the Cobequid Pass and the Cape Breton Highlands of some slushy accumulation into early Monday, but it's definitely not going to last. That's the good news. The winds are going to be shifting to the southwest, and there is a quick look at those winds for Sunday night. They will be gusting, especially in the east, 60, 70, 80 kilometers per hour. They will ease slowly throughout the day on Monday, but a very windy start to Monday as well, Amy.
All right, we'll be ready. Well, have you ever wanted to step inside the home of one of the most beloved television families? Well, now you can. The Brady Bunch house in Los Angeles will be opening its doors for tours and an immersive experience this summer.
The outside of the house was used on the sitcom, but the interior was shot on a soundstage. The house was renovated in 2018 to recreate the set.
Looks familiar.
Yeah, it does.
And that is it for us tonight. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great weekend.